Good morning. This is Momo, and today I want us to address the issue of gaps in a CV. I know maybe you can ask me what's a gap and what are you talking about when you're saying a gap? A gap in a CV is a period of time that is left unfilled. Maybe a very prolonged period that you never did anything constructive, anything, and you haven't addressed it in the CV. So this is what we call a gap. Maybe a gap mostly can be caused by you are laid off. Maybe in 2020 you are laid off, then you've been jobless for like 2 years, then now you get a job in 2022. So from 2020 up to 2022 there's a gap, because now your previous work ended at 2020 and your next work is starting in 2022. So this period in between 2020 and 2022 is what we call the gap, and it's very important if you address that gap. And sometimes it has been what is working against most of you guys, because you find that you sent your CV with a very big gap that you've not even addressed. I'll see and say, this is a joker, because you need to address that. I don't know you, I don't know what you went through. Maybe you can address it and I can sympathize with you. So another reason that can cause a gap is you find some people, they resign, and after resigning they now want to come back after maybe a year or two, yet now you don't address what you are doing after you resigned. So we need to see what you have been doing, what you've been to address that gap. So having a gap in your CV, it's very toxic, and sometimes it can really work against you. So there are different ways we normally address a gap in a CV. One is through skill development. Once you realize that you've been laid off and you don't know when next you're going to get an opportunity to work, use that chance to add a skill that is relevant to your field. If you are a communications guy, add a skill maybe in doing graphics, maybe in doing social media management. Add a relevant skill that now you can capture it in your CV, that when I was laid off, I took that time to add a relevant skill to my field. At least you'll appear someone who is focused, someone who knows what they want to do. Another way we normally deal with the gap is because you don't predict when you'll be jobless. That's one thing with nature, you can't predict. So once you are jobless, look for something to do. Look for something. If it's running a business, do something. You know, I normally say that time you have in your workplace is a time to prepare enough money that will be like a buffer to cater for you when you are jobless. So make sure, save something to do something when now life is not working well. And one of the ways we normally cover gaps in a CV, I normally indicate that this person was into entrepreneurship. At least now you appear busy, and now we make sure that we capture skills that are relevant now to your field, but in entrepreneurship. If now this person is in business administration, we capture things that are now in business administration, but now in terms of an entrepreneur. If now you are in another field, we can do freelance jobs that are related to your field. If it's a teacher, let us see that you are doing freelance teaching to kids, to people. Appear busy. That is what I wanted to pass today. Appear busy in your CV, because one of the things that you send your CV before you are called for an interview. So once you send your CV, we don't know you, I've never met you, so I want to see the kind of a person I'm dealing with. May you appear busy in your CV, and that's why we are here to help you out. We are doing CV revamps, we are doing LinkedIn optimization, cover letter building. Come, let us make you appear busy. You need to be a busy person. Let your CV appear busy. Let us have a positive image of you before now we even call you. So make sure, address the gaps in your CV, because most of them, they are working against you. Umetuma applications in mob, but no one is calling you. Avoid the gaps. Bye. Thank you very much, Timothy Mo.